Guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Vampirella versus Hemorrhage, or how you spell it. Issue number 2 from Harris Comics. Yeah, this is part of the Vampire Weekend, although I didn't say that in the very first video that I did today, and today is still Sunday, but I'm going to post this tomorrow. So when you watch this, it's Monday, I guess. So yeah, let's dive in. The first one is, a whole lot of sexy pictures with very empty writing. This is no different. Pretty pictures. So it seems this guy, or these guys, researchers, have found the legend of the Prospero Castle in this grotto, I guess. And there's some, I don't know, some red glow here. And but it seems that the red glow is alive, and that, it's a life form, and it takes them, alien style, or alien stuff. And so this guy is watching the tape, and then Hemorrhage is waking up because he was, freed by Vampirella. And he says that his blood is poisoned by, I don't know, the doctors, I guess. And he says, they call me Hemorrhage. I'm a killer. Blood's my weapon, a slick red implement I wield with my mind to separate the living from their lives. Now, I'm not sure this is the guy and he got the powers of the red, or that maybe this is something completely different. Could be the latter. And he says, my blood's sick, poisoned by the inhibitor drugs those dance creeps pumped into me when I was their guest. But now I'm free, thanks to my little blood-sucking little lovebird. All I gotta do is concentrate, purge this crud from my system, squeeze it out in every tainted cell, carry it to my gut, and so basically he's puking blood, and he's feeling better, and his power's coming back, his senses is heightened, and he's sensing something behind him, and it's probably a friend, and he called him earlier. Not sure who this guy is. So if this is the guy, and I'm just all assuming, this guy, so these are two colleagues, but that's just all a guess. And he says, hey, welcome back. And we'll see the blood guts in the bloody puke in the toilet. Meanwhile, Vampirella has been chained up. And she is still remembers what happened between her and Hemorrhage, and she just hates that guy. And looking good. Why am I changed? Why am I changed and bound like an animal? Well, I don't know, Vampirella. Maybe you should ask your captives. So these facility guys, Dr. Estabrook, he says the restraints are here for everyone's safety, Vampirella, especially if you broke into this dance. What is it with that word, dance? What is that exactly? This dance facility, and deliberately freed a maximum security detainee we were studying. A killer of some note. I did no such thing. Actually, you did. I believe you know him. He's called Hemorrhage. No, it can't be. You're lying. And I don't know. She's just going completely berserk and attacks him, and she wants to know why, and why this suddenly burst of emotion. Not entirely sure. And the writer has some way of doing this pose a lot. Not the writer, the artist. I believe it's Michael Bear. Is it? Script, plot. Michael Bear, yes. His art is good, but he is not, how do you say? I believe he's more like a static pose kind of artist instead of, fast-paced, kinetic, which should be in the Vampirella comics. Well, she's just a vampire and all that stuff. She has vampiric powers. So speed, agility, and all that stuff. She can do that. He can do that stuff, as you can see here. But also, he has also this very over-the-top sexy poses. Normally, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, I'm European, like I said many times before. We are used to this. But this looks a little bit like I don't know, sexy overkill or whatever. So she doesn't believe him, and he says, I have seen through your lies and deceit. Vampirella, there's no hidden agenda, I swear. After you released Hemorrhage, you collapsed into a near catatonic stage. And then she suddenly, oh yes, I remember, Hemorrhage did that to me. Dude, you just killed a bunch of innocent people probably because you are I don't know, in an emotional fitting rage state or something. And now, oh yeah, you're absolutely right. He did that to me. And then suddenly it's all good and dandy while there are overall corpses lying on the floor. And then, but the doctor is shocked and he says, Hemorrhage? How? I mean, why is this shocking? I mean, she released them. Why are you so surprised? Anyway, but she says it doesn't matter and she wants to have, wrath and all that stuff. And but the doctor has something to tell her and she needs to listen, otherwise it has to concern the possibility of extinction of all life on the planet. All right. And she's talking about vengeance again. So, Hemorrhage is sleeping very weird with his Black Panther clothes on. And he senses, mist, things approaching. And he just says, hey, you want to die first and all that stuff. Well, who is lying with the fully clothed with boots and all that stuff in the doesn't matter. Anyway, so yeah, fighting looks cool, I guess. Blood and guts, more blood. And Scrag his axe, Billy Bob, and Hemorrhage says, Billy Bob, what the Christ kind of name is that for a vampire? If I were you, I'd die of embarrassment. Here, let me help try a taste of the family silver. And he's just dead. Yeah, who names a vampire Billy Bob, right? Anyway, so he's gonna kill them all. And no contest, he's way too powerful and too fast. And he likes it, 3-on-1. And even the, out of, well, not even the odds, but, the odds are against him. He likes that kind of stuff. And we have a poster, I guess, or something that's to come, well, in the 90s. So this is Wetworks. I have nothing of Wetworks, although now I know who these guys are, and I need to have this as well. So this is a kind of a crossover called the Blood Red Queen of the Hearts. Whatever. Looks cool. Anyway, also from Michael Bear. This is funny. So, all right, Chuckles, question and answer time. Who sent you? I would say, I'm loyal to my lord. You can intimidate me. I am the undead. Not for much longer. Wait, I changed my mind. And he says, well, too late. I want to see a brain splattered all over the floor. Something like that. And he kills him anyway. So this guy comes out because, well, Hemorrhage can sense it because of, he has a connection with blood and all that stuff. And he says, I am not your enemy. I am Mortimus, advocate to the Dark Lord Nocturne. These underlings were here to test you, to see if you are worthy to work for us. You are. So he says, sacrifice your own people to test me. I like your style, but I don't come cheap. And he says, well, I can offer you the world and all that jazz. Going back to what's happening here. So she's seen the video with the Red Death. And so it seems that this particular creature is a threat to the whole world. And Vampire and Vampirella thinks that, the Dark High Lords are behind this. And, it could be Mazarn or Lady Immolata or Nocturne and etc. But she says it doesn't make sense because if they release that kind of thing, that will destroy them also. And she says, you need to find that out and all that stuff. So, and then we go to one of the High Lords. And I am Nocturne, and I am weary. Immortality has become a burden. I seek to draw my existence to a close. I was one of the first Nosferatu to walk this earth, to sup upon its living. Now I have little appetite for blood or endeavor. My one regret is that my kind has not fulfilled its destiny. This world should be ours, yet it is run by cattle. Not for much longer, now that I have it, the Red Death. A life form beyond life, extinction make manifest. It is ironic that which took my dearest love from me condemns me to centuries of scarlet tedium, will be the instrument of my retribution. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. of everything. Very dramatic, dude. So he envisions that when the Red Death has been released, it's gonna, everyone is gonna be dead, including themselves. The vampire kind, I mean, and but it's a little price to pay for revenging ourselves upon humanity. It is my dying gift to the world, the last triumph roar of the Nosferatu. And then he says, but there's people still in his way and he wants to have revenge. So this guy comes in and he introduces Hemorrhage. And he says, are you ready? And he says, I'm born ready. So I wonder what the price is except the world. I mean, what do you want except Vampirella and the world? So, okay, and then this looks gorgeous, by the way. This is all hand-drawn, no Photoshop BS. I believe this was, I don't know, stick in front of it. I'm not entirely sure. So, yeah, it looks great. But she is looking for the High Lords and other vampires and all that stuff. And then she's getting attacked. All right. Again, with this weird pose. So, yeah, she's being attacked by this woman who has also have the same weird pose. And, well, she talks about her mind being violated too much. And then Mazarin, so one of the High Lords, he says, I know why you have come. I know a great many things, more than you can imagine. Okay. And then we're getting introduced to all these supernatural beings. And then he says, but at present it is I who asking the questions. Okay, wait a minute. Do not presume our past acquaintance holds any favor with me, Vampirella. If I believe you are attempting to deceive me, I will have my children shred the flesh from your bones. So she said, hey, do me a favor and all that jazz. And she says, we need to do something about what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Where is that question, dude? Because I don't hear you asking any questions, but we're going to continue that to the next issue. So yeah, it's the art looks great. It's pretty empty when it comes to storytelling. I mean, it's not that complicated, right? It's just more like boasting and bragging, and I don't mind that if there is an interesting story behind that, but there isn't any. I mean, Hemorrhage has a thing for Vampirella, he's a simp, and there's something like the Red Death, and that's going to conclude in the last issue. I'm not feeling it.